Is it right or healthy to hate your own mother? I always told you to be good to each other because you'll need each other when you're older. I told you money isn't what life's all about, and to share what you have and to give to those who need. I tried to teach you not to judge, and I've told you in the last 4 years that no matter how many times you say you hate me or call me cruel names, I will never judge you. I will always love you. And the day you decide you want to see me, the slate is wiped clean. You are my children, and no one has 5 children by accident. I believe you have the right to know the truth. You've been told a lot of things about me. I haven't seen you in a year. You've been living with your father for 4 years since you were apprehended. And I want you to know my side of the story. I've never wanted you to feel like you're in the middle or like you have to choose between mom and dad, so I've never defended myself on these issues. But you have the right to know, and I want you to hear it. In 2002, I was going to the doctor almost every week, telling her about all the pain and vomiting and sleeplessness. But she just kept prescribing pills, more and more pills. Then I started having seizures on top of all the pain, and she prescribed even more drugs. I was in so much pain that I had to take something for it or I couldn't function. I couldn't eat anymore, so I was only 85 pounds. I lived off Ensure. At the same time that I was going through that illness, I was putting up with harassment and abuse from your father and from his family. At one point, your grandmother hit me and threw me on the ground in front of all of you, and I decided that it was time to make a change. For your sake, I wanted to put some distance between us and that family, to get away from the abuse, the yelling, the harassment, the constant confusion that you had to put up with. I decided the day that your grandmother assaulted me to take you to the safe house for women and children. But as soon as we got there, your father called the Ministry of Children and Families and told them I was crazy enough to murder you. So they locked me in there for 23 days, like a criminal, although I'd done nothing wrong. I couldn't leave, I couldn't enroll you in school, nothing. And when they let me out, I was so sick by that point that after one long night of severe pain and vomiting, I was walking to the doctors, with one of you was with me, when I had a grand mal seizure and was taken to emergency. There they realized that I needed surgery for a problem that had been overlooked for over 18 months by the doctor that just kept prescribing me pills. I had major surgery that very night, and that same night, you guys were all apprehended from me and sent to live with your father. Four years have gone by since then, and it's been a year since I've spoken to any of you. I want you all to know that your dad did tell me if I ever left him, I would never see you again, and he's got his wish. Only on top of that, he's turned you all against me. And I want you to know that not everything that him and his family say is the truth. I am not a drug addict. Yes, I was sick, but I've never done any other drugs besides the prescriptions that my doctor prescribed to me during that time. I'm not homeless. I have a nice apartment. I never tried to kidnap you like he said I did. A month before you guys went to Alberta, a judge had ordered that you were supposed to be with me on weekends for that month. So when he took you to Alberta without telling the courts or me, I got a court order saying I was allowed to see you on the weekends, and I went to Alberta to try and have my access with you. That's all. I just wanted to make sure that I had the opportunity to hug you and tell you I loved you. But I haven't had that opportunity since. Before I left for the safe house in 2003, your father told me he was gay, but that he wanted to continue living with us so that his family wouldn't find out about it. And I refused. And again he told me if I tried to leave, that he would keep you all from me, and that his mother would help him raise you. He didn't want a divorce. He didn't want to let us go. And I want you to know that I've spent so much time in court since you were apprehended and given to him to live with, that I haven't been able to work. I've spent every day studying the law, trying to talk with social workers and lawyers and learn about child protection in an attempt to be a part of your life. I know you've been told that I'm a drug addict and homeless and mentally unstable and all of that, but think about life before I got sick. Think about what life was like living with your mother. Think about how much I did for you and how much I loved you. How I did everything for you before you went to school and after you got home from school. Think about jumping in the car and going to Beacon Hill Park. Think about, Patricia, think about how we used to play with bubbles, or how we used to go to the hair salon once in a while together. Think about all the things that we used to do. Think about sitting around at night watching Austin Powers and Ice Age over and over again. How we all used to cuddle on the couch and you guys would pretend to be characters out of a scary movie and crawl all over me. Think about how much fun we used to have. How we used to make up stories for each other at night. How we used to spend so much time just doing whatever we wanted to do.